Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game, I'm playing a free-for-all match on the map Blue Lakes. I'm starting in the middle right position, playing as the Soviets. Now this position is probably quite good from a defensive point of view. The only disadvantage is you're going to have to expand, and we are going to start quite close to the player above us. So you can see what I'm doing immediately is I'm bringing some infantry, because there's a small bridge connecting us to the top player. And also what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building some grenadiers, because I'm going to be using them to destroy the bridge. Because yeah, I really don't want to get into a infantry fight with them at the start, because that will obviously disadvantage me. And one of the things about free-for-alls is you want to keep out of trouble as much as possible, really. I'm not saying base camp the whole game, because that's also not a good idea, but you don't want to be picking unnecessary fights. And I'm just going to be bringing an infantry up there just to see which player is there. Yeah, probably should have stopped them throwing those bombs. And you can see it's red, so that is going to be Gerben. And you can see now he's bringing his infantry down to attack my base. I'll get a lot of damage done there over the bridge. And the bridge is destroyed. So that's good for me, because it means at this stage in the game, I'm not going to have to worry about the team above me, because it's quite a long way around. And that person is going to be probably occupied with a person starting at the top of the map who's going to be very, very close to him. Right, so now that I've dealt with that, now there's not many players. I don't think there's anyone who starts in the middle of the map, so I'm probably not going to have to worry about players to the left of me early in the game. But there is a person who starts near the bottom, so I'll just defend this area with infantry at the moment, because that's just to stop any scouts getting in. But there will be a team further down here, and you can see just the health bar there, so that must be some infantry guarding that point, as there's going to be another team there. Now, one of the good things about where my start at the moment is I can go for a very economic start. You can see I've built my second ore refinery before my second war factory, even though I probably could have at a push got our second war factory earlier, but I've decided not to, and just focus on my economy and get that really, really strong. And you can see that yellow are fighting red at the moment, so they've got a few infantry there, and we'll have to see how that goes. But that's all good for me at the moment that I'm not involved in that. Starting in the top right positions are quite awful, because you've got a little narrow gap with a bit of a lake, and it's very hard to expand out of. And yeah, you can just see I'm looking around at the moment, just checking there's no one about to attack me. And I mean, it's being quite safe for the time being. And you can see I've got a few ore patches around, so I am going to be able to expand to those extra ore patches and make use of them. But as I say, there's a lot of ore. The most ore in this game is probably in the middle of the map, so I am going to need to go there if it's a long game. And you can see the blue are attacking me from the bottom, so they've got a few light tanks there. And yeah, I'm going to respond to this, because I think they're the only danger at the moment. And you can see with those light tanks there, they've gone into sort of an aggressive stance. I had a couple of infantry there just to stop them scouting, but they've now put tanks there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the attack. And we're going to have to see how many tanks blue has got. And the fight's started to happen, and it doesn't look like he's got about 5 light tanks. 3 of them have already been destroyed. He's got a couple of base defences, and yeah, it looks like we're going to be able to take this out quite easily. We're going for his war factory, and he's tapped out, so that's blue out of the game. We have the first casualty of the free-for-all, and considering there's a player next to me, that's always a good thing, because when players next to you are defeated, then it gives you a bit of breathing space. And we see the yellow has been defeated, who's probably near the top right. So what we're going to go to is we're going to go to the top right of the map, because it'll be Gerben who's just finished fighting there. And I know that Gerben, he'll have to expand out, and it'll be expanding to the same patch in the middle that I'm going to be trying to expand to. So I'm going to try and knock him out of the game now. And the best time to knock a person out of the game is when they've just finished a battle with someone else. So that's exactly what we're doing. And now I've got a service depot, and that's to build MCVs. Right, so we're going to see what's happening here. We can see that Gerben's got some boats, so we'll have to see how that goes. Obviously, I'm not going to be building any boats. Well, I can't build boats. I can build submarines as the Soviets, but submarines are absolutely terrible. And you can see he's selling up, and he's tapped out, so Gerben is out of the game. So the really good thing for me at the moment is that I've been able to take out both opponents either side of me, because I've quit early on. It means that I haven't needed to expend many tanks in doing so. But we can see there's Cyan Paradius, who's sort of in the middle of the map at the moment, to my bottom left. And we can see that Purple have tapped out, so that's Purple out of the game. So now there's only 4 teams left. So we have, well, half the players are out of the game. But we're sort of in a good position, I'd say, at the moment. We don't look under imminent threat, because 3 of the players that were taken out were very close to my base. So that's really good. And we're just going to have to try and keep out of trouble, because really we want these other teams to be fighting each other, who are based in the middle of the map. And we can see Paradius on the radar at the moment. It looks like he's got a strong force. So we'll just have a look here, and yeah, he's got a lot. Those are a lot of heavy tanks, and we would have to. Yeah, I'm just taking those to defend. I'm not going to be chasing him at the moment because I obviously don't want him to attack me. And he'll probably be going for green and pink. He looked like he was a man on a mission there, and he knew exactly where he was going. I mean, a lot of the players probably don't have sight on me at the moment, unless they're playing as the allies. Then they might, if they've built a tech centre, then they'll have satellites, but at least not many people can see. And there's Green, Gentle Torture, and we'll see what he's doing at the moment. So he looks to be on the prowl, and he's going up to the top right there, and I don't think he's going to find much up there. I don't know if he's looking for other players, but there's the 2 teams up in that position are dead. What he might be doing though is he might be taking an MCV up there, so who knows, he might get a base established in the top right as well as in the middle, wherever he is. So what I'm doing now is I'm just getting a bit more visibility on the middle, and that's really, really important, because what I want to be able to do is I want to see what's going on. And you can see Cyan Paradius attacking my MCV, so I'm pulling that MCV back to my base. I was going to maybe try and build a base down there and start using the yaw patches in that location. But it seems that Paradius is attacking me at the moment, and with the Tesla coil, we're being able to block that attack. And now we can see Green going into our base. So Green's obviously looking for the players, and now he's pulling back. I think he was wondering if I'd had many tanks or not, but as soon as he saw how many tanks I had, he pulled out of it. And you can see Paradius is going for a full-scale assault at the moment. He's bringing tanks to the top of the base, and he's bringing tanks at the bottom. He's still going for that MCV, I guess, but it doesn't really matter too much for me. And those tanks at the bottom were a mistake, because he lost them all and didn't get much value out of them. And he's still bringing a few tanks out there, so he must have brought about 8 tanks from the top, which have been destroyed very easily. And you can see the tanks he's bringing from the bottom are getting destroyed quite easily as well, because he's only able to trickle through a few through at a time. And this is looking really bad for Paradius at the moment. You can see those heavy tanks are on low HP, and we'll be able to pick them off. Yeah, and he's still filtering tanks through, and he's going to lose his whole army here. Yeah, and that's just crazy. So I think Paradius actually had the bigger army, but the way he used his tanks, when you filter a few through at a time, they're just going to be picked off, and that's cost him a lot. That has cost him a lot. So I'm just put a couple of more Tesla in my base, just to keep it defended. I'm also going to need to build a radar dome, because I've lost that now, and I obviously want to see what's going on in other parts of the map, although I don't have much visibility. This is when it becomes useful to probably play as allies, because you can get tech center, you can get satellite. You can see exactly what is going on, because we have to remember green and pink are still in this game. And yeah, I can just see as soon as I move that MCV out, you can see Sion responds. He obviously likes taking out MCVs. Well, I guess who doesn't? But now he's pulling back as I bring my tanks out. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably just going to base crawl at the moment. I am struggling an awful lot for ore, so that's why I've stopped tank production for the time being. And I'm just going to base crawl and get established on those ore patches in the middle of the map. And you can see Sion's tanks are just waiting there. So what I will need to do is I will need to build some Tesla coils around this gap and just sort of deter him. And you can see he's pulling back. But we can see that pink is out of the game. So it's a three-way at the moment. We've got green, Gentle Torch, who's a decent player. We've got Paradius as Cyan. And obviously, I am still alive in this game. And I don't think I'm in a too bad position. And you can see Paradius is bringing a few tanks there. I think he's trying to go again for that construction yard and maybe a power plant along the way. And now he's pulling them back. And I think, and yeah, he seemed to be bringing a couple of tanks there to the north. I thought he probably thought I was going to bring all my tanks down. But now I'm being able to build some like Tesla coils at that top part as well. So that's going to provide me with a bit more defense. And I've got a very good number of tanks at the moment, so just a case of keeping alive. And now we're going to be able to establish an economy on this top or this middle ore patch at the top of my base. Yeah, and I'm just thinking back to when Paradise attacked me from the bottom. What I would have been better off doing was just guarding that, like obviously guarding the path to the middle of the map. And you can see he's got some infantry in my base. That's probably from paratroopers. And it looked like he was going to attack me from the bottom, but he's decided against it. I think he remembered what happened last time, because it didn't end well for Paradius at all. But yeah, all this time this goes on, we're able to build a stronger and stronger economy at the middle. And we can see the green Gentle Torture is out of the game. So now it's just Paradius and me left. And you can see Paradius has got his tanks in a bad position there, and he's going to lose quite a few. I think that's about six tanks there he's going to lose due to that error. Because you can see they're sort of like straggled around that cliff. And that puts him in a terrible position because it means most of his tanks aren't firing because they're the wrong side of the cliff. And we're able to pick them off at the moment. And we've just picked so many off, we're just going to go after him and try and finish off the rest of his tanks for the time being. So that was just a really bad position of tanks there by Paradius. And we're able to just finish off these tanks. He's also got a mammoth tank there. I'm pretty sure that's going to probably be from a crate, I would think. Because not many people build mammoth tanks for Soviets. They're overpriced. They're very slow moving. I think I did a video about them ages ago about why I'd never use mammoth tanks. Right, I'm going to bring my MCV up there and I might finally deploy it. But we can see that Paradius looks like he's got MiGs at the moment. And I'm just having a look where he's bringing them. It seems like he's doing Shift A. So he's taking the MiGs and sending them to the same place as he's sending his tanks. Yeah, you can see again. And we're going to go for the attack here. You can see he's just got a couple of tanks in at the moment. We can see more tanks are following, but this is looking good for us at the moment. We're able to destroy that tank there. And well, I think he's going to go for a construction yard. He's been trying to destroy them all the time. So yeah, we'll just start repairing it. Or not, but yeah. Yeah, it's probably going to go down, but I'm not too worried about that. I've got another couple of MCVs at least, construction yards at least. And now you can see Paradius is pulling back. And I don't think that was a good trade from Paradius, really. One important thing it has told me, though, is because he was using Shift A, that's why the MiGs were going as well. That means that he was bringing all of his tanks. And because now I know he doesn't have many tanks spare, what that means is I can go on the offensive. We can see that tank there in my base. I'll just destroy that. And we're going to go for the attack. We'll get rid of that. yeah, that ore truck. You can see he sold that war factory initially, and we're going to go for those Tesla coils. They're in quite good position, actually, being behind the cliffs. Hard to get to, and we're going to need to pull back here. As you can see, he's got a decent number of tanks just behind there. Yeah, just the longer this match goes on, the better economy I can build, and the more it swings in my advantage. And he's bringing in his tanks now for the attack, and I think we're going to be able to win this battle at the moment. It's looking good for us. We've got the better tank numbers. We'll take out that Tesla coil. Always a good idea to take out the Tesla coils because they have a very low HP, but they do an awful lot of damage. It's sort of something you don't want to be leaving lying around. Right, so it's looking good for us at the moment. He doesn't have many tanks left. We'll just destroy these few tanks, but you can see he's bringing more in. I think he's got quite a good number of war factories because he is building those tanks pretty quickly. He's also building another Tesla coil. Now, I think it was a mistake to build it there because it was too exposed and too easy for me to destroy it. And we're now pushing Paradius back. We're getting rid of some of those power plants, and we're going to start taking out his core buildings. And that's his ore refineries, his war factories, his MCVs. And yeah, we've got one of his construction yards down, but I have no doubt that he has others scattered around the map. And you can see this is probably the last tank battle he's going to be able to fight. And it looks like it's well in my favour. I've just got too many tanks for him at the moment. And I'm going to destroy that Tesla coil where I can. And also the other one at the same time. And you can see, yeah, those two are down. And Paradius is struggling. And yeah, he's not going to last much longer. You can see he's bringing tanks in, but as soon as he's bringing those tanks in, they're getting destroyed. I've just got the tank mass at the moment, and he's called it. Good game. So yeah, I think what happened is he just wasted too many tanks early on in that trying to attack my base from the bottom. I think what he should have done is he should have fought for the middle control of the middle part of the map. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.